I'm having people approach me, which I think is ridiculous, but I'm now having people approach me on like a every other day basis now. Or if I see people around, like, what have you done to your dog? Are you a dog trainer now? How have you managed to get him to go from being like a dog that we can't even come near you and we have to shout across the road to now he's laid down next to you off lead and we've got our dog stood here like on lead barking at yours and he's literally looking like, well, you're all right, I'm sat here, I'm all right, just chilling basically. This is my Vizsla Ralph, who's 4.5 now. Dogs that was intact, he would just chase after them on a walk, not come back, and then basically try and start a fight, which led to some pretty like grim experiences where he bit a couple of dogs. It very much got to the stage where we would go out on a walk, or I would try and go earlier, and I would almost get this souped up anxiousness and like be in almost like an angry mode of, shit, if I don't want to see a dog, like I don't want to be in this position where we're walking in any park and then at any given point he's going to kick off or just suddenly disappear. Literally had to tie the long lead around myself, the long line around myself, in order for him to be able to have like a nice enough walk where I knew that he was in the proximity where he wasn't going to chase after anything. Yeah. And then it was just safer. I didn't feel safe walking him, to be honest. He's had puppies run over to him, which he would normally growl at, which now he's playing with. If I want him to stop playing, I can just basically tell him down and put his lead on, and there's no jumping up and down, barking, or like moaning that he's like had his play ended. And he's just like affection to us. He wants to play with us more than other dogs now, whereas before it was very much the case of, there's a dog over there, see you later, could be gone for 10, 20 minutes. And there's often been occasions where he has run off and I've thought he's gone missing. We actually met Paul and AJ just completely by sheer fluke on a walk while I had the lead wrapped around me, and obviously they looked at me like, what on earth are you doing? Ralph was just being like an anxious mess, basically, wouldn't go near them. And it was kind of one of them things, I was like, oh, do we try someone else? Because we've already been messed around by so many people. And then I think just actually seeing how Paul and AJ were with their dogs just while we was there, and just hearing how they spoke, and they kind of read Ralph's like whole personality within about 30 seconds, it sort of gave us more of like the game plan of like, oh, actually maybe these guys actually do know what they're doing, rather than just being sold like a mistreatment where it's just like, oh, you're going to need to snip his balls and do this and then that's it. We're now in a position where we haven't had to do any of that. And yeah, I recalled him off of a deer. He was playing with 2 Labradors this morning, and if you went back 8 weeks ago, he would still be wrapped around my waist, not being able to go any more than 2 meters off in front of me. So and I kind of thought that I just knew everything about Ralph, his personality. I just assumed that he was just an anxious dog, and that was kind of just one of them things we'd have to live with. And yeah, over the 8 weeks, I feel like we've unveiled like a new personality within Ralph that we didn't know about. I now understand how to train him. Now we're at an understanding where he almost feels like we're part of a team. So even literally after the first session, I started to notice a difference. And yeah, after 8 weeks, it feels like a lot of work, but then when you actually put it into the grand scheme of things, like what's an extra half an hour a day to train your dog? And that extra half an hour a day has literally changed our lives, it's changed Ralph. I'm not scared to take him anywhere now, which is way nicer than having a dog where you're petrified to walk it. We've now got the dog that we wanted when we first got a dog that was like, well, I want to take him to the beach, we want to go to Jordan's, we want to go here, there and everywhere, and not have this constant panic of like, yeah, being in a position where we're crapping ourselves, basically, to put it lightly. But yeah, this 8 weeks has been like, it feels like I've got a BA at uni again, to be honest. After the first session, when you go to the next session, or after we have like the evening call and everyone feels the same, and then you go back to the second week session and you talk to people online or in the group chats, and everyone's made a huge drastic improvement. It's not just us that it's benefited, it's like everyone that's been on the course, everyone I've spoken to, either privately or within the group chats, or on the video calls, everyone has made like a drastic improvement. So I think if it was just us out of the other however many dogs, it would be a bit like, well, luck of the draw. But actually every single person, as I'm sure will follow up to this like video too, everyone that's been on the course and everyone we've spoken to is like, our dog is literally like we've brought a different dog into the house. Any questions we've got, whether it's the smallest or biggest thing, we can like come with open arms and be like, look, maybe this has gone wrong, or maybe I've been a bit too hard on Ralph, he's doing this, he seems a bit nervous again, what's up? And instead of just kind of being given the, oh, I think you need another session, mate, we're going to charge you an extra 150 quid to do this, it's just very much like, oh, actually, this is what's going on, I think you need to do this, and literally within the next walk is solved, which is very rare. Most people just kind of want to get money out of you, where I feel like this is very much like, they literally just want what's best for the dog, and they don't want to be in a scenario where the owners are panicking or the dog's in a position where they end up being in a position where they could end up being put down for like attacking something and it going too far.